Dan Larson here at the photo booth with the top 10 figures of 2023 part 2. We do this on a quarterly basis. First video is at the end of January, February, March. Second video is at the end of March, June, July, August, July, April, May, June. End of June, that's this one. And then the third one will be July, August, at the end of September. And then, of course, the last final top 10 of 2023 will be at the end of the year, usually posted sometime early January. Because for me, I like to wait until it's 365 days. I like to wait until that absolute last day of the year. You never know what's going to come in. There have been figures that I received, late December and ended up qualifying for the top 10 and actually ended up being in the top 10. So you never know how that's going to shake out. And I like to wait until the very last second because this is very important to me. I've written about it in Toy Collector magazine. I've talked about it at length. If you've ever watched any of these videos before, you know that this is something that I am probably a little too obsessed about, but it's fun and I like doing it, and here we are again. So very quick refresher on the rules. These are my rules. You make up your own rules however you want to do your own top 10s, but for me, had to be released in the calendar year, so the figure had to be released in 2023. I had to purchase it in 2023, obviously. Anything, boy, I can't even remember my own rules now. If I've too heavily modified something, that's probably going to get disqualified. I do get sample pieces, review samples sent to me from toy companies from time to time. Diamond Select, Hasbro, other places send me sample pieces. I will only include those if they were pieces that I was going to buy anyway. I don't like to have that sort of the unfairness of like, oh, I got a free am and then it looks weird. Like, am I including it because I got it for free? I don't want there to be any of that sort of, conflict of interest. If I was going to buy it anyway, I'll count it. And actually, there's a couple of pieces in here right now. There's actually a few pieces in here right now that fall into that category. But that's the important part. Mostly had to be released this year. If I didn't purchase it, then it's automatically disqualified because obviously I didn't want it. It's possible that I may still pick something up later in the year. So if you didn't see it in the first video and you don't see it in the second video, then there's still a chance I could buy it by December 31st. So it's not fully disqualified. The only ones that are actually fully disqualified are figures that were in the first video. Go back and watch that one if you haven't already. If they were in the first video and they got eliminated. So if you get eliminated in video 1, if you get eliminated in video 2, if you get eliminated in video 3, you're not going to come back in either of those videos, but you still have a chance at the end of the year to come back and be in consideration for the final top 10 of the year. It could happen. I don't know for sure if it's happened with any figures before, but we'll see. Maybe it'll happen this year. So quick recap of where we are with the current top 10. The current top 10 is number 10 here. These are the figures up front here. Number 10 is NECA's Universal Monsters Dracula. Number 9 currently is Hasbro Black Series, Star Wars Black Series Wicket. Number 8 is NECA's Ultimate Alf. Number 7 is Boss Fight Studios Vitruvian Hacks Skeletons, Epic Hacks, the Epic Hacks Skeletons. And in this particular case, the Pirate Skeleton is standing in for all 4 of Skeletons in Wave 1. If you go back and watch the first video, you'll see, I think I had the Grim Reaper one standing in for all 4. I'm not going to put all 4 of them. And that's a pretty common thing that I'm going to do. And you're going to see it happen again. You're going to see it happen again in this countdown of the current top 10. There's too many figures that I buy that are too similar to each other that it would just be impossible to rank them all. So frequently, one figure ends up representing either an entire wave or in some cases an entire line. Number 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is Hasbro Adventure Series, or whatever it's called, Indiana Jones. Number 5 is Mythic Legions, 4 Horsemen Studios, Mythic Legions, Dubon. In the first video, I had I had the horse with him too. And when I'm shooting this video, this booth is at our studio. And so I had to bring all these action figures to the studio with me, and I just didn't feel like bringing everything with me, horses and airplanes and all that stuff. So you'll have to bear with me on this one. Number 4 is Fresh Monkey Fictions, Eagle Force. I almost said Action Force. Eagle Force, The Hidden. translucent little Microman homage guy here. There's actually 5 different colors of that one. Again, just like with the skeletons, this guy is standing in for all 5 of those figures. They're basically the same figure, they're just different colors. Number 3 is Spiro Toys Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, Atreyu. That is a that's a cape that wasn't issued with that figure, but I don't consider that a customization because I just pop that cape off. It's no big deal. Number 2 is Ace, and I've got him holding this, custom little handmade Sky Striker box because, like I just said with the horse, I didn't bring my Haslab Sky Striker here with me. And in the last video, you can see that it's just like, huge and in the background and stuff. So I wasn't going to, I didn't want to bring it in to have it take up all that booth space again and drive it back and forth from my place. So I just grabbed Ace out of the cockpit. Ace with the little Sky Striker box. He's standing in for the Haslab Sky Striker. And then at number 1 is NECA's Dungeons & Dragons Ultimate Warduke, who currently is still in contention for a never before awarded prize, and there's sort of an experiment going on right now. Never before has the earliest figure I purchased in a year managed to survive, not just take the number 1 spot right out of the gate, but to survive the entire year to still be the number 1 action figure of that year. And right now, Warduke is holding it down. We'll see if that hangs on, because there's a tendency towards recency bias, where the newest thing, the flashiest thing, the thing you just got, that's the thing that's fresh in your head and is still is most exciting. And so, for 365 days, it's not exactly 365 days, but for this entire year, Warduke has had to fight off every other action figure that has come in, and we're only halfway through the year. He's going to have to keep up that fight till the end of the year to see if he can maintain that spot. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move the current 10 out of the way temporarily, and then we're going to see if we can narrow down any of the current figures. So I should set this up. Everybody else here that's in the booth, this is everything that I have purchased since the last video. Like I said, if a figure was eliminated in the previous video, in the first video of the year, it is not here now. It's in that sort of limbo space where they'll get another crack in the final video of the year. Maybe they can win their way back onto the list. Maybe I was too rash in my decision making at the time, and maybe they get back in, but we'll see. So this is everything that remains in the frame here now, everything that's still in the booth. That's stuff, except for this wing. That is stuff that I have purchased since the last video. So we've got Mattel, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia Buzz-Off. We've got Vintage Collection, Kenner Homage Boba Fett. We got Boss Fight Studios, Sorzoic Warriors. Oh boy, I just forgot his name. Whoops. In the back here, we've got Hasbro Dungeons & Dragons from the movie, the Owlbear. We've got these 2 guys were Kickstarter rewards for Four Horsemen Mythic Legions, their Kickstarter from 2 years ago for the game. And then in front here, we've got Marvel Legends Spiral, Classified Crimson Bat, New Eternia Clawful, New Eternia Too Bad, New Eternia Manny Faces back there. We've got Diamond Select Iceman in the back there. We have Classified CoverGirl. We have, oh, she's barely standing up, but she's holding it. We have Lightning Collection, Yellow Beast Morpher, or Yellow Buster as I know her. We have Classified Storm Shadow Retro version. We have in the back Lightning Collection, Phantom Stealth Mode, Phantom Ranger, and then Hammond Collection over here. Mattel's Hammond Collection Jurassic Park, Ankylosaurus. Let me see if I can get CoverGirl here to stand up for like 2 seconds before I eliminate her from contention. Hanging on there. There we go. Nope. All right, well, I'm just going to bounce her right now then. Because she's not making the top 10. She's a really, really great figure. I do dig this a lot. Love that she syncs up real well costume-wise with Indiana Jones. I know I'm not the first person to point that out, but they work well together as a team. Love that she's got her shotgun blasting away. Love the belt loop with the wrench there and the tablet here on her thigh. Just a nicely designed figure. Far more interesting, far more exciting than the vintage action figure, for sure. But there's no way she's making the top 10. So I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate her now. Other definites that are definitely not making the top 10. Yellow Buster's not making the top 10. Storm Shadow, unfortunately, I hate to do it, but I do have to eliminate him. This is a figure that, this is a figure that I did do too much customization work to, so I can't, I don't feel fair. I don't feel like it's fair including him. I mean, I can do whatever I want. It's my list, it's my video. But I did cut off all his stars on his belt here. These are not his swords that came with him. I'm pretty sure this is the backpack that came with the previous version of Storm Shadow, because I think this version had the white arrow tails there. So I liked the red ones better, so I stuck with that from the first figure. I'm pretty sure those are the hands that came with this figure. But still, this top 10 here is going to be way too deep this year. There's no way he's going to make it to the final 10. Love that figure. It's pretty much my ideal Storm Shadow. Once I made my minor corrections to it. Face printing on some of these, if you've seen the pictures, some of them came out real bad. Mine's okay. I definitely got a better face print on the first release of the figure, so that's a little disappointing that the whites don't match, so I can't swap the head, but what are you going to do? Next up, we're going to take out Manny Faces. Nice figure, but I have to admit, I liked him more when I was following David Fake Eyes on Twitter and Instagram. His pictures really sold me on this figure, and I was having more fun watching him take pictures of it than I did once I actually got it in hand. That's no knock on him, but there were just a couple things about it I didn't love. I don't love that you can't turn his head. That felt like a step back to me. The Masters of the Universe Classics version, which I do have, you can turn the head. This one you can't. You can only turn the faces. And he comes with extra faces, but I'm never going to use those extra faces, so that feels kind of wasted on me. And then I know lots of people pointed out to me that in the video where I did show off this Masters of the Universe Manny Faces figure that you can use the original gun as a wrench for his head. I know you can. I know you can do that. I knew you could before I shot the video. I just didn't say it in the video. It's neat. That doesn't really add value for me. I don't like how big that gun is, so I've given him the smaller gun from one of the previous release figures. I love this dude's shiny pants. I love his shiny, just the metallic finish on here. I love that it gets echoed up here, but overall, gotta say that while I'm not disappointed, I'm glad I have it, but it's not a top 10 figure for me. Classified Bat, also not a top 10 figure. This is a custom chest plate that I put on him. I do like the one that came with it. The solid black with the Tampograph Cobra logo and the little details and stuff there. I'm in for one of every single bat that gets released. My Arctic bat just hit my pile of loot. I had that shipped today, so whoops. I should have that shortly. I hate Python Patrol and that whole deco, but I did get a Python Patrol bat. And whatever colors they end up releasing that bat in, and I hope they do a lot more. I'm down for them all. I have a bunch of the 25th anniversary and through the movie releases and all that stuff. The Jungle Bat, Arctic Bat. If we want to do a Stealth Bat, whatever. I'm down for all of those. So just give me all the different versions of the bats, and we'll be good to go. Next up, I think what I'm going to do here. Owlbear's not making it. Owlbear's very cool, but Owlbear's not going to be a top 10 figure. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to narrow this down to the point where I can bring the top 10 back in and then see who's going to actually break into the top 10. I think what I'm going to do is Too Bad is going to get represented by either Buzz Off or Clawful, whoever ends up making it through, because one of those guys is going to get in. So somebody's getting bounced out for sure. This Too Bad is a really nice figure. I managed to get it on sale from, I think, Amazon. It was like 50% off or something. So I did grab it based on the recommendations of other people that I saw. And the fact that it's just a cool design. I remember getting the original Too Bad from Zayre's way back in Middletown, Rhode Island in 1985 or 6, 85 I think, somewhere around there when this figure was released. and just thinking it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen in my life. You know, two-headed figure, punching himself in each of his faces. Just a cool design that obviously was not a mold reuse from everything else that was in the line. And this, to me, I didn't get the Classics version, so this is my first... No, I have the 2000X version. So I have the 2000X version, which I love, and this, you know, borrows from that a bit, and it's just a great upgrade to the figure. I love that he comes with a blaster. I love the shield. I love the axe. I love that you can store this, you know, a weapon on his back here. I dig this figure a lot, but I'm going to be cheating, and, you know, 1, maybe 2 figures will be representing Masters of the Universe in the top 10 this year, so too bad doesn't need to be there. I need to make this easier for myself, if possible. Same over here. Both of these guys are cool. I do not need both of them in the actual booth here for the top 10. And for me, the weaker figure, I love the dude. I love all the black. I love the antlers. So I am going to pull Leodicius or Leonisis or whatever his name is here. He's going to get pulled for now. This is not his axe that he was issued with. This axe came from the Animal Wars of the Kingdom gold weapons accessory pack. Same with the spear that Buzzoff has here. That's an Animal Warriors of the Kingdom weapon. I like it so much better than his axe that he came with. And then his shield is actually Clawful's shield. That's the shield that came with this Clawful figure. It looks good with Buzzoff. So I was like, man, you can hang on to that. That looks cool. You get a little like, you know, warrior drone bee here, depending on how you want to dress it out. It looks good to me. So I think, as much as I love translucent figures here, Iceman is going to get bounced. This is a really excellent Iceman figure. It's just slightly out of scale with everything else that I have. All my other X-Men, you know, all my other X-Men are 6-inch scale, and so he does stand a little bit tall. But by himself, tons of cool accessories. 2 different heads. You can put this belt on, or just a regular X-Men belt, or go no belt. He's got a great diorama stand. Just a really nice figure. My only complaint on this is that he's got the fist hands here, and then the sort of open hands are attached. The effects are attached to the open hands, so there's no way for him to have, you know, any other hands without effects that aren't closed fists. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures in here. We're at 18 right now, basically. So what I'm going to do is... I'm positive that Dracula is getting bounced, so I'm going to go ahead and pull Dracula. That puts us down to 17. Let's bring everybody else back in here. We got Alf, we got Wicket, we got Boss Fight Skeletons, we've got Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Atreyu, we've got Sky Striker, Haslab Sky Striker, we have The Hidden from Fresh Monkey Fiction, and of course we have Warduke. We have Indiana Jones. And we have Dubon from Mythic Legions. Now, there are currently 2 Mythic Legions figures in the booth. So I definitely don't need both of them. And while I love the look of Dubon, I do think Gorgo Aetherblade, I was trying to remember his name, he looks way cooler. So I am going to bounce Dubon here just to get one other figure out of the booth easily. And then, you know, it's tough. This is where it gets hard because there's, you know, branded characters, Alf, Indiana Jones, Boba Fett, Wicket, you know, there's, you know, strong nostalgic connections to those properties and the characters and stuff. And then you have new things that don't have as much connection, Atreyu and Mythic Legions. And those to me are just as fun, if not more fun in many cases. So it is hard to say. I think this might be a controversial move, but I am going to pull Ace and the Haslab Sky Striker. Again, like I said, there is the possibility for that to come back in at the end of the year. I spend a lot of time really struggling and suffering over how I construct that last top 10. It doesn't always purely come down to the actual 10 best figures, because some years, if that was the case, it would be like 7 Star Wars figures, 2, you know, G.I. Joe figures, and something else. And to me, that's not really what I like to do with my top 10s. So at the end of the year, I like to have sort of a representation of the year in its entirety that also happens to represent the things I really like to collect. So it is possible that I could cheat at the end of the year and say that the Haslab Sky Striker is standing in for all G.I. Joe. We'll see. We'll see how that shakes out. For now, I think I'm gonna cut it, and then or maybe I'll get an honorable mention or something. It's just I'm struggling with the idea that it's a giant vehicle. It's a giant vehicle, and I collect action figures. I don't really collect vehicles. Yes, I have a Haslab Hiss on the way. Yes, I am in on the Haslab Dragonfly. All right, I get it. Get off my back. But I don't really collect vehicles. So that one's a tough one because it's such a cool piece, and the fact that they updated it is amazing, and I love having it on my shelf and on my wall, and I put my custom stickers on it, but I just don't know if it can make my top 10. I don't know if it should make my top 10. I still got to work on that one. So for now, I'm gonna take it off my mind for the rest of the year is what I'm gonna do. So next up, we're gonna take out. Boy, I think Phantom Ranger here's got to go. I love translucent figures. This guy's got a really nice sort of pearlescent thing kind of going. Just a gorgeous figure. He was in last year. He did make last year's top 10. So I feel kind of weird putting basically the exact same figure in 2 years in a row. So he could make his way back in, but for now I think I'm going to take him out. So where does that leave us? Still way too many. This is going to be a hard year. There is so much good stuff this year. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do with a lot of this. For now, I think we're going to. I think Wicket's coming out. Love it. Love that we finally got to Wicket. There've been a couple of Ewoks before him, but it just 10 years into this line, and we just got Wicket. I mean, there's still a lot of core characters that we're waiting on. I see that Doc Ondar, the Ithorian Hammerhead guy, is shipping now. I'm not getting that one, but if they do a regular Hammerhead, just his name is escaping, Momon Nadon, if they do a regular Momon Nadon, I'll grab him, and especially if they do a Kenner Colors homage figure, I will absolutely grab that. So I think for now, Wicket's coming out. Strong figure, high price, but not quite what I'm looking for my top 10 here. I'm also going to make this easier on myself here. Buzz-Off and Clawful, after He-Man himself, definitely my top 2 most important, most nostalgically significant to me characters from the original Masters of the Universe line. Those were my 2 guys. Those were my guys. Good guys, bad guys, I don't care. They were just 2 of my absolute favorites from the original line. So they basically are the exact same thing to me in terms of how they are represented in my collection. They are equally important. But I will say I've been having more fun just by like one electron more piece of fun with Buzz-Off because of them wings, and the spear looks great with them, and I love the translucent helmet, everything about it. So in the interest of narrowing this down and having Buzz-Off represent Masters of the Universe in its entirety, Clawful, who is damn gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous, no question about it. This is the best Clawful. This is my favorite Clawful. If the Staction figure from the 2000X line, if that was articulated, that would probably still be my favorite and best Clawful figure. But because it doesn't have any articulation, just in principle, I have to put this one ahead of it. And this one is just so much better proportioned and so much more posable. And a better price, right now anyway, than the Classics version. There's just no question. This is the best Clawful ever. And I don't even have like all his armor and bits and stuff here. Look at them shiny boots. Clawful, getting it. Just, what a great fig. Maybe I'm going to put him back in. No, I gotta go. We gotta go. Let's go with this. Clawful's coming out. Buzz-Off staying in to represent Masters of the Universe. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that it? We're down to 12, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Woo, we're closer than I thought. All right. Let's move this along. All right. I think, I love the Saurozoic Warriors. They are a gorgeous set of original characters, and that is just way too rare in anything these days. So I appreciate any brand, any company that is going out of their way to create new IP New things that, you know, collectors and fans can get attached to. This guy is just gorgeous. Can't wait for Wave 2 and anything beyond that. That Samurai Ankylosaurus, you can see Ankylosaurus, one of my favorite, if not my favorite dinosaur of all time. Looking forward to that guy. And I grabbed this figure, Mar Asis, I think his name is. I grabbed him to represent all of the Saurozoic warriors. There was 4 figures in Wave 1. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous action figure. But I'm not a 90s kid, and so I don't really have that really deep connection to the sort of Ninja Turtles, Toxic Crusaders aesthetic. And so while I do appreciate everything about this figure, color, you know, sculpting and all of that, everything else here does dig a little bit deeper into my action figure psyche. So I will pull that one out. Again, he could come back at the late end of the year, possibly. But for now, I think I got to pull him. So we are down to 11 figures. If Boba Fett would stand up, we would appreciate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right, we're actually at 11. All right, one more. Let's just knock out one more figure here. Let's see. Where are we going? You know what? This is tough. Oh, God. Like Indiana Jones. I love it. Great looking figure. Spiral is gorgeous. These are not her swords. These are actually Fwoosh Toys, articulated icons. They're ninja swords. They're katanas. I think these are the shorter ones. The long ones I always felt like are just a little bit too long. They might be historically accurate, but I think they're just a little too long. These are the shorter ones, and I think they do scale a lot better with 6-inch action figures. And so I really, really wanted her swords to all match, so I just grabbed 6 of the swords from those articulated icons figures and posed her up with those. And then that base is from those like very early Marvel Legends figures. I think they might have actually come with the movie figures from Avengers way back in the day. I can't remember exactly, but I put her on the stand because she just got so many arms and swords and stuff that I just did not want her taking a shelf dive off my shelf. And so just a little bit more support there to hold her up. Gorgeous figure. Absolutely love it. No real connection to Spiral other than, yeah, it's cool character design. But, oh man, the engineering in that figure is just amazing. Kudos to everybody on the Marvel Legends team for finding a way to solve that 6-arm problem, because it has been done in the past and it's been done weird in the past. So, all right, I think what we're struggling with here, I think what I'm filling time on and just trying to talk my way around is the bottom here is Ankylosaurus, boss fight skeleton, maybe Gorgo Aetherblade, you know? I mean, he's awesome, and I don't know that I have room in the top 10. I mean, I do. It's who am I talking? Who am I kidding? I don't know if I have room for 2 of, you know, basically the same premise here. Evil Knight, bat wings, antler wing, bat wings on the helmet, antlers on the helmet, and I do have bat wings that can snap out that I could swap out there for those. And you know what? In fact, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to pull this, make it easy on myself, take him out. What's set me off about him is what's already in there with Warduke. I feel bad taking out the only Mythic Legions figure in there because I really, really do love Mythic Legions and do think at the end of the year that they need to Boba Fett have some kind of representation in my top 10. And I am confident that they will, because it is possible that my Cosmic Legions Wave 1, the figures that I ordered, I might get them tomorrow. They should be shipping soon if they haven't already. I did order 4 figures directly from Mythic Legion's store when that wave went up a year and a half ago, whatever it was. So I will be getting those soon. So they'll definitely be in top 10 part 3 and 4. I'm 99% sure we're going to squeeze a Mythic Legions figure in there. So I don't mind pulling that one for now. And that makes this easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it weird that there's an Ankylosaurus in there? Yes. Is that pretty much the best Ankylosaurus figure that has ever been made? Yes. So what we're going to do is that's going to make our top 10, tail end of the top 10, no pun intended here, easy. Because if you were sort of, if you were one of the figures I was just considering possibly eliminating, then that means you are definitely at the back end of the 10. So you move this way, you move this way, you move this way. All right, and what we're gonna do is Hammond Collection. This is such a nice figure. It really, really hard to photograph because there's nothing really particularly dynamic about it. You got an articulated mouth. You've got a really nice double jointed neck here. You actually get quite a bit of up and down and left and right. And there's the head sculpt and all the detail on this is incredible. The way that this is broken up as two different pieces of plastic and two different kinds of plastic. It's like hard and then a softer plastic. All these joints, this tail has multiple joints, 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation here for bashing up some Tyrannosaurus knees, breaking his ankles, getting him out of the way. I just always been my favorite dinosaur. So once I saw this, I had to get it. But man, is it tough to photograph and make it look, very interesting or dynamic or action in any way, especially since I don't really have like anything for him to fight. So we're going to put Ankylosaurus at 10. We're going to go Boss Fight Skeletons at 9. We're going to go Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Hidden at 7 because Alf is at 8. Hidden's at 7. 6 is going to be Indy. I think he moved up. That's weird. 6 is Indy. 5. Oh boy. 5. This is weird, but I'm going to do it. It feels weird to me. 5 is going to be Kenner Colors homage Boba Fett. That's not his issued blaster. That's just a regular Stormtrooper blaster I had to sort of further homage, that Kenner era of, action figures where he was packed with a regular Stormtrooper blaster instead of, any kind of gun that looked like a gun he had in the movie. I love this. I can't help it. It's so stereotypical. It's me playing to type. I don't care. The colors just connect with me in a way that I can't explain and I won't explain, and I just love it. And I'm a mark. So what are you gonna do? There's no way that guy's not making my final top 10. So we're pretty easy. There's at least 2 figures locked into my final top 10, and that's Boba Fett and Warduke. So everybody else is competing for the other 8 spots at this point. I think we're going to go Ewok Atreyu at 4. Love this line. Just got in a couple more figures, and I actually have a few more. I think I have the rest of Wave 2 just shipped also from Spiro Toys had a 4th of July sale, so I took advantage of that to order the 2 figures that I was still waiting for from Big Bad Toy Store, but they had a discount, so ordered them from Spiro, canceled them at Big Bad, bing, bang, boom, figures are on the way. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go Spiral at 3. She's gorgeous for all the reasons I just explained. Buzz Off in the 2 spot. Love him so much. Love him, love him, love him. He is just amazing. I love his wings. I love his feet. I love his helmet. I love his face without the helmet. I love his articulated pincher claws. I love the spear that I put with him because I'm smart and it's a great spear, and I love him with the shield, and I love everything about him. And then that leaves us with Warduke still holding down the number 1 spot. Don't regret it. Don't care. Love him. Love everything about him. This is the modified version. It's okay. It's okay with me. Everybody will be fine. I did do a video about fixing Warduke where I showed how I basically just trimmed his rib cage down in the arm a little bit to get his left arm to hang a little bit more naturally there because it was really, really bugging me. So go check that video out if you have a chance. Excuse me. That's it. That's the top 10 of 2023 so far, part 2. I'm happy with this one. Usually I'm really concerned. I'm feeling, did I make the wrong decisions? But I'm feeling real good about this one. This is strong for me. I'm gonna have to look up to see if Indy moved up a spot. That surprises me. Actually, he might have just swapped with Alf there. But that's it. Let me know down in the comments down below what your current top 10 is, and if you think anybody could, bounce those figures, especially your number 1 spot by the end of the year. I can't remember. There's still so many figures coming out for the rest of the year. I don't even know who's going to be out there. So we'll see how it wraps up. Thanks for watching, and later.